Welcome back to the UTV Live election special. If you've just joined us, let us bring you up to date with the state of the parties.
And at 21 minutes past 6 on this Friday evening, the DUP have 2 seats. Sinn Féin have 15. The Ulster Unionists 2, the SDLP 1 and Alliance 2. And one other, that's Alex Easton, who's the independent unionist in North Down.
And we can cross back to Macrofelt now and take a look at the counts for Foyle in East Londonderry with our correspondent Mark McFadden. Mark.
Well, let me tell you first of all what I can say with certainty. That's that Sinn Féin have polled very well in Foyle. They've already topped the poll and got one of their candidates, Padraig Delargy, standing for the first time across the line. He's gone past the quota. The SDLP's Mark Aidsturgeon, he has also exceeded the quota and been elected. Now, the remaining 3 seats, well, we've got a fight within a fight. 2 SDLP candidates, Sinead McLaughlin and Brian Tierney, fighting for one of those seats. And we have, within unionism, a fascinating battle between Ryan McCready for the Ulster Unionists and Gary Middleton for the DUP, fighting it out for that last seat. It's on a razor edge. East Londonderry is proceeding very, very slowly. It's looking like we will have 2 DUP, 1 Sinn Féin, and a real bum fight for the remaining 2 seats. Claire Sugden, the Independent, Alliance, or Cara Hunter, the SDLP. When the music stops, someone's going to be left standing without a chair.
Mark McFadden, thank you. Now, Deborah McAleese joins us with details of the counts in South Down and Strangford. Deborah, what's the latest there?
Well, Paul, look, Sinn Féin knew in South Down that they were going to do really well, but even they are surprised at just how well they have done. They have now returned Sinead Ennis and Cathy Mason. We're also expecting Alliance Party to do really well with Patrick Brown, and it looks like Patrick Brown is going to take an SDLP seat there. And the Unionist seat is very likely going to go to Diane Forsyth in South Down. And in Strangford, we still only have Kelly Armstrong has been nominated. The TUV, Stephen Cooper, is doing extremely well. It looks like Peter Weir could be losing his seat, so there's only 2 DUP seats there. And the final seat is very likely to be a battle between Nick Matheson, that's Kelly Armstrong's running mate, and Mike Nesbitt of the Ulster Unionist Party.
Deborah, thank you. Counting is also well underway for Fermanagh and South and West Tyrone, and Sarah O'Kane can bring us up to date with the latest. Sarah.
Yes, well, we literally have just had a candidate elected in Fermanagh, South Tyrone, and that is Sinn Féin's Gemma Dolan. No great surprise, she topped the poll there. Interestingly, though, when you look at the figures, Tom Elliott, of course, former Ulster Unionist leader and MP, well, he has gone ahead of his running partner, Rosemary Barton, but he's also skipped ahead in votes with the DUP's Deborah Erskine. And, of course, she is former First Minister Arlene Foster's replacement. Now, we are going into the second count for that, so, of course, there will be many candidates relying on transfers there. We're also being told that we should watch out for the SDLP, but it could essentially be still Sinn Féin to take those 3 seats. Looking at West Tyrone, again, we've only 1 candidate elected, another Sinn Féin candidate, and that is Nicola Brogan, another female to top the poll here. And essentially what we're being told is no real change. We were thinking Alliance might get in. That's not going to happen, and it looks like it's going to be similar to the 2017 lineup of 3 Sinn Féin, 1 DUP and, of course, 1 SDLP. But again, it all comes down to that final count.
Thank you very much indeed, Sarah O'Kane there. Now, Tracy is with us. Tracy, what kind of a picture are we getting of the direction of travel here?
Well, it seems very unlikely that Sinn Féin are going to be knocked off course. Judging from what's happening at the moment, it does seem very likely that they are going to take the most number of seats, meaning that Michelle O'Neill will be eligible for the First Minister's role. The DUP look as if they're holding their own. They fought a defensive campaign. They are going to make some losses. It doesn't look as if it's going to be too much. Alliance, they're on a surge. They're doing well here. And also the TUV cannot be discounted. They have put their vote up across the board. Now, they may be on course for a gain in Strangford. We didn't see that coming, but what Jim Allister can take home tonight is the fact that his candidates have performed well really across the board.
I think the expectation is that there'll be a rush of results later on tonight. What will you be looking for then?
Well, I think it's always, and we've heard it through right through, all the reporters are saying it is those last seats. It looks as if Sinn Féin are over the line comfortably, so then it's the dogfights for the smaller parties trying to get those last wins, and it's at that point we'll know just how big a surge alliance is happening, how much damage is being done to the Ulster Unionists and the SDLP.
We also have to look at the picture beyond Northern Ireland here, and I'm wondering, what must Dublin and indeed London be making of the results that are coming through here?
Well, there's no doubt about it, they're watching. And what is very clear is that Sinn Féin, who have shown absolutely no animosity towards the protocol, they are doing well. And the DUP, for all their anger over the protocol, they are losing seats. So I think people are being boxed in here now. The fact that Jeffrey Donaldson has said that he's not going into government unless the protocol is sorted out, well, that means that we continue in crisis.
So what kind of conversations do you believe are going to be happening behind the scenes over the weekend that will involve the unionist parties?
Well, Sir Jeffrey Donaldson has to decide first and foremost whether or not he is going to come back to Stormont, or will he stay in Westminster? Will his party be prepared to nominate for the Deputy First Minister's position? But before all of that, he'll want to know if he is in a position to go into Stormont with the protocol sorted in some way. Very difficult to see how that's going to be done anytime soon.
The other thing too, I suppose, to extrapolate from all of this is the fact that potentially you could see Sinn Féin in power, in government, in Northern Ireland and in the Republic.
Yes, and Mary Lou McDonald is very mindful of that because, of course, they have been topping the polls in the Republic as well. If they replicate any of what we have seen in Northern Ireland, yes, they could be in power on both sides of the border.
Tracy, for now, thank you very much indeed. Well, we'll be talking to Tracy later in the programme, but that's the way it is this Friday tea time. Our rolling election coverage continues with a special programme at 7 o'clock and again between 9 o'clock and 10.
Tomorrow we're back on air at 11:35, and of course there's comprehensive coverage of our results on our website.
But now, from the whole team, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again in half an hour.